Welcome back everybody, I'm your favorite German potato. Let's talk about some lovely controller settings in today's video, as Forza gives you multiple options to adjust them to your personal needs. I'm going to briefly explain what all of those settings mean, and at the same time you'll also see my personal settings at the end of the video, so you can basically, simply copy them. To access these settings, simply go to Settings, wow, what a surprise, then go to Advanced Controls, which you probably won't see right now due to my camera view here right now. And then we're already there. You see the steering axis dead zone, linearity, acceleration dead zones, and stuff like that. For the inside steering dead zone, the theory says the following. The larger this dead zone, the more the steering will need to be moved before the car begins to turn. Means if you put this up, it takes longer until, the steering is basically detected. Hence you want this as low as possible, since otherwise the car would feel kinda sluggish in my opinion. There's one exception to this rule though. If you think your controller is slightly worn out, like, if you've got some stick drift with your left thumbstick, so the car is slightly going to the left or slightly going to the right, even though you're just going straight, then increase this value slightly to, let's say, something like 4 or 5, and then you should be good. And if you need to increase this to more than 5, get a new controller please. But my controller is still working tremendously, so we put this down to 0. And in terms of the outside dead zone, it's basically the opposite. The higher this value, the more accuracy you basically receive. So just put this to 100 and you're happy. Coming to the steering linearity, I can definitely tell you that I think this is a bit more complicated, and I would stay in some kind of range here, so don't play around with this too much. Let's say you're steering a bit more aggressively, then you probably want to increase this value, since you then have more accuracy near full lock. So basically if you go full lock to full lock, full lock to full lock all the time, like you're just steering with the D-pad, then you want to increase this slightly. And if you're one of those smooth operators, then you might want to decrease this from 50 to, I don't know, 45, but don't go lower than 40, because then it will also start to feel weird in my opinion. And I'm a slightly more aggressive steerer, means I'm going to 55, and then I'm, completely okay here. But since we also don't want to over-engineer too much, you can also keep this at 50 and everything will just work fine. What we said about those steering dead zones basically also applies to acceleration and deceleration dead zones. So the lower you put these inside values, the earlier your input will be detected basically. Means you definitely want to decrease this to 0 to just have the full range. And you certainly also want to have this range for your outside dead zones, so certainly go to 100 here as well, and everything should be fine. And when we get to clutch and e-brake, it's even easier. Just keep them as they are, since we're either pressing A or LB or something like this, it's either 1 or 0, so we don't need any dead zone changes in this case. And now guys, if you want to be part of our lovely Johnson Racing community, definitely subscribe and smash that like button 50 times, that's super important. No, please 51 times. That's the better way to do it. I'm your favorite German potato, and this one other video here might interest you as well. I'll see you next time. Cheers!